Narcissistic abuse is a complex and often insidious form of emotional manipulation that can have far-reaching consequences for its victims. Recognizing the early warning signs is crucial for protecting oneself from potential harm. These red flags often appear subtly at first, making them easy to overlook or dismiss, especially when caught up in the excitement of a new relationship. One of the most common and deceptive early warning signs is love bombing. This occurs when someone showers you with excessive affection, compliments, and declarations of deep connection very early in the relationship. They might say things like, "You're my soulmate," or "I've never felt a connection like this before," within days or weeks of meeting. While this intense focus can feel exhilarating and flattering, it's important to approach such rapid declarations with caution. Genuine emotional connections typically develop over time, allowing both parties to build trust and understanding gradually. When someone rushes intimacy, it may indicate they're more interested in controlling the narrative of the relationship than in building a mutual, balanced connection. Another significant red flag is an intense focus on external validation. Individuals with narcissistic tendencies often display a preoccupation with their appearance, social media following, or material possessions. This manifests in various ways, such as constantly steering conversations back to their achievements, regardless of the original topic. This behavior signals an inability to empathize or show genuine interest in others' thoughts and experiences. Narcissists often view relationships as transactional, seeing others primarily as sources of admiration, financial benefit, or other advantages rather than as equal partners in a mutual exchange. Hypersensitivity to perceived criticism stands out as a key warning sign of potential narcissistic abuse. In healthy relationships, both parties can handle constructive feedback or mild disagreement without major conflict. However, an individual with narcissistic tendencies might respond to even the gentlest suggestion or critique with disproportionate anger, emotional withdrawal, or accusations. They might label you as disloyal, unsupportive, or too critical, effectively flipping the script to make you feel like the villain in the situation. This early sign of emotional volatility can foreshadow more severe manipulation tactics down the line as the narcissist attempts to control your behavior through guilt and fear. Boundary pushing is another major indicator of potential abuse. This can manifest in various ways, from pressuring you to share personal details early in the relationship to showing up unannounced in your personal space or attempting to isolate you from friends and family. The narcissist might frame these boundary violations as romantic gestures, saying things like, "I just want to spend all my time with you." While this sounds loving on the surface, it could be an attempt to limit your outside influences and increase their control over your life. Recognizing and maintaining healthy boundaries is crucial for protecting yourself from manipulation and abuse. From a legal perspective, these early red flags can have significant repercussions if the relationship deepens. For instance, if a narcissist is pressuring you for sensitive financial information or urging you to co-sign loans or leases prematurely, you could become vulnerable to financial exploitation. If the relationship progresses to cohabitation or marriage, the narcissist may leverage shared assets against you as a means of control. In situations involving children, they might attempt to use child custody or support claims as tools for manipulation and ongoing control. Consider these specific examples of how early warning signs can evolve into serious problems. 1. Fast-tracked relationships, moving in together after only a month of dating, followed by pressure to add or remove your name from key accounts. If the relationship ends, these hasty entanglements can create complex legal issues, especially if the narcissist denies verbal agreements or manipulates documentation. 2. Isolation from support systems. The narcissist may discourage you from spending time with friends or family, making it harder for you to recognize unhealthy behavior. In a professional context, they might encourage you to quit your job to focus on the relationship or to rely on them financially. Once you lose your independent income, they can more easily manipulate and control you. 3. Subtle disrespect for consent. This might begin with small boundary violations, like borrowing your car without permission or reading your private messages by accident. These behaviors set the stage for more significant infractions later on. If you eventually need to seek a restraining order, having a documented pattern of boundary-violating behavior can strengthen your case. If you suspect these red flags in your relationship or interactions with someone, consider implementing these strategies. 1. Slow down. Resist pressure to rush into major decisions. It's perfectly acceptable to take your time building trust and verifying someone's intentions. 2. Listen to your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Self-doubt is a common reaction when dealing with narcissistic manipulation, but your instincts are a powerful tool in detecting potential abuse. 3. Set clear boundaries. If someone reacts negatively to even mild boundaries, such as wanting private space or saying no to sudden financial entanglements, it's a sign they may be testing how much they can control you. 4. Protect your assets. If there's any sign of financial manipulation, consider keeping your finances separate. Consult a legal or financial advisor before entering into joint financial obligations. 5. Keep a record. If you observe manipulative behaviors, it's crucial to document them. Make notes of dates, incidents, and relevant context. Should you need legal recourse later, having a clear timeline can be invaluable. 6. Seek outside perspective. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist about your concerns. Narcissistic abusers thrive in isolation, so maintaining connections with others can help you gauge whether the relationship is healthy. 7. Consider professional help. If the individual escalates their behavior or if you feel unsafe, don't hesitate to consult legal counsel or a domestic violence advocate. Early intervention can make a significant difference in protecting yourself. It's important to recognize that not every early red flag automatically means someone is a full-blown narcissist or abuser. However, patterns of boundary violations, intense love bombing, hypersensitivity, and controlling behavior should never be ignored. These behaviors are indicators that the relationship dynamic could deteriorate into something more damaging over time. The impact of narcissistic abuse extends far beyond immediate emotional distress. Long-term exposure can erode self-worth, create complex financial entanglements, and lead to challenging legal situations. Recovery often requires professional support and a commitment to rebuilding boundaries and self-trust. This process involves not only recognizing the signs of abuse, but also taking meaningful steps toward creating healthier relationship patterns. Documentation becomes particularly important if legal intervention becomes necessary. Keeping detailed records of incidents, including dates, contexts, and any witnesses, can prove invaluable when seeking protective orders or navigating custody disputes. This information provides a clear pattern of behavior that can support your case in legal proceedings. The journey of recognizing and responding to narcissistic abuse requires vigilance, support, and self-compassion. While identifying red flags represents an essential first step, the path toward healing involves establishing stronger boundaries, rebuilding self-confidence, and creating healthier relationship dynamics. This process takes time and often benefits from professional guidance and support. Remember that narcissistic abuse thrives in isolation. Maintaining connections with friends, family, and professional support systems provides crucial perspective and assistance. These relationships help validate your experiences and support your journey toward healthier relationships, characterized by genuine reciprocity, respect, and mutual growth. In conclusion, the earlier you can spot red flags and warning signs of narcissistic abuse, the easier it is to protect yourself emotionally, financially, and legally. You deserve relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, where mutual respect, empathy, and genuine reciprocity flourish. If you find yourself constantly uneasy or second-guessing your worth, it's time to evaluate whether your connections truly serve your well-being. By staying aware, trusting your instincts, and seeking support when needed, you can navigate away from potentially abusive situations and toward healthier, more fulfilling relationships.